Good afternoon and welcome to the Grassroots podcast. This is the first one in hopefully a long series. So, my name is Dan and I've got my co-host with me, Rick.
Hello, I am Rick.
We both coach at Fishburn Community FC. We coach an under-8s team, an under-11s team. We're in the process of starting a ladies team, and we're hoping to get a men's Sunday league team on the go as well. So, that's our intros out the way. So this what we're going to try and stick to a similar format every week. We've got club updates that we're going to put out there. We're going to give you the Fishburn week. So we'll go over training, matches, and that sort of thing, and then we'll go over the wider grassroots, and maybe focus on a specific topic. So first of all, shall we go with any club updates, Rick? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think we should. Should we start with the newly formed ladies team?
Yeah.
Second training session. We've now got 10 or 11 people up from 6, so that's always a positive. More interested. So that's always a start looking at the leagues. We've got sponsors for shirts. So that's all happened in the last sort of 7 days, isn't it?
Aye. Yeah. And then I know a couple of the women are actually going out to Rosebery Top tomorrow afternoon,
Yes.
bit of fitness.
Bit of fitness, and they've been talking about doing some extra fitness, haven't we, on a boot camp on a morning maybe, when the lads are playing football, the younger teams.
Yeah, I know. There's a pile of gear over there in the corner of the room that the wife's been buying, so we've got
Some tyres.
tyre flipping,
numerous size tyres.
some weighted bags down there, there's medicine balls, and then there's weights that we've got in the back garden to go up there as well.
A few circuits, a few shuttles, that sort of thing. Be ideal, won't it?
Be good.
Maybe roll out the men's team if we ever get one started.
Well, we've got Thursdays, haven't we? Once we get the lighter nights in Fishburn, we have our extra training session on a Thursday.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get a few out of that. Not even members of the club, we could raise a few extra quid doing that, couldn't we?
Daft couple of quid nominal fee.
Yeah.
Put it back in the club, bit of equipment for the, you know what I mean?
Aye.
All adds up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What else has been occurring? Jackets for the under 11s we've been looking at.
Yes, we've got some
good samples from a few suppliers.
Alright, so we'll hopefully get them. We've got a few other bits coming from C&A, haven't we, in April?
Yes.
Some more hats, because all the mums and dads are after some of those.
So keep your eyes peeled for a little club shop, maybe. Get some sick Fishburn merch.
All about the merch.
It's all about the merch, and it all goes back to the good cause, the players and the teams.
Yeah.
That's really it for at the minute, isn't that?
Updates, yeah.
There's nothing really.
Oh, we have got some fancy new bits. We finally have our next home game, don't we?
Yes, we've got some fancy new bits, yeah.
So,
for the legendary Fishburn Bow.
Aye, it's going to look well up there.
It is. It's a good picture. If any of you don't know where it is, go on Google Earth. You'll see it.
It is actually named Fishburn Bow.
It is named Fishburn Bow.
Yeah.
It's a good little facility up there. It's got numerous pitches, 5 aside, 7 aside, and 11 aside currently, but drainage. Hopefully get the drainage done.
Yes, there's a big project undergo supported by the parish council in the village. So hopefully, we won't have. How long have we been without a game now?
7 or 8 weeks, I would have thought, for the 11s.
I mean, some of it obviously frozen pitches and snow and that.
Can't do anything.
Last week's game was soaking, wasn't it?
Yeah. Could do some AstroTurf, really. Nice bit of 3G. Cool. So if there's any millionaires out there listening, what you name in lights?
Yeah.
Give back. Maybe some of the Premiership clubs should give back, but maybe we'll come on to that later.
Yes, yeah. That can be. We can talk about that in our grassroots bit, can't we?
Yes.
Cool. The Fishburn week.
Well, it's started quite well, didn't it? We had training on Tuesday. Bloody cold training though.
Was cold.
Like my feet were like blocks of ice about 10 o'clock.
It was very cold.
The girls worked hard, didn't they, the women's team?
Yeah, what do we have? 11, 10?
10 or 11, yeah. A couple of the 11s joined in, didn't the team captain for the 11s joined in?
Yes, aye. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised, if more of the under 11s go down just to play football.
Yeah, just to. It'll be good for the women though, won't it? You can use them as training tools to start playing the balls in and get them used to the basic skills, couldn't you?
We did have to tell Max,
Yeah, we got a couple of players. Yeah, a couple of the lads get excited, but
yeah, trying to Ronaldo turn past women that have never kicked the ball before.
No, but there's some good techers there with them girls. You know, there's some good potential. Karen, has taken over her first session. We started the first one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Then she's got the confidence up now. Did the second session by herself. So that's always bringing new people into the sport, bringing new people into the club.
And you know what is quite good as well? The fact that some of the new players, that was only the first session for the 3 extras that come, and they've already sent me the money over to order a trainer top.
There you go. So they're obviously not messing about. They want to be involved. But yeah, if there's any women out there though, while you're listening, at the minute it's Tuesdays 5 till 6 at Setchfield Comp. Just the top of the Setchfield 3G Astro at the minute till we get back up the Burnabout. So if you're interested, girls, come along. 16 and over. You don't have to have played before. Just want a new hobby, socialise, get out, get fit. You know, it's all about the taking part.
Yeah, Karen's doing all the safety checks are going through for Karen.
Yeah, she'll be fully DBS. You can't be too careful. But she's one of our under 11s mums, so we know. Yeah,
and she did say, didn't she, that she's already had one from the school last month. So then Siobhan, my missus, who's fully qualified PT.
So hopefully we'll get that involved somewhere. That'll come back to what we were originally saying, won't it?
Yeah, I think we'll probably put her through her checks as well.
Yeah, might as well. Especially because as well we can then put it back into place for the kids when bit of fitness session. So at least then it's all legit and above board. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean? We know she's safe, but it ticks a box for the FA, doesn't it?
Yeah, we could just probably register as a coach.
Yeah.
And then she can run the fitness sessions. She did actually mention that last night, actually.
For the sake of a DBS, mate, it's definitely when you're doing it with kids, keep the job right. It's a lot easier, isn't it? There's always some out there who'll try and spoil it for you.
There is. Yeah, you do have to keep everything right now. Under 8s.
Under 8s.
We had a good session, actually.
Yeah, it was a good session, wasn't it?
1 or 2 missing.
Yeah, there's 2 missing.
But we did have 2 new players, actually, who played up here.
Yeah, we did, yeah. Them 2 lads are quite good. Them lads, weren't they? Considering they never kicked the ball about. They were alright.
The best thing I think about when you get new kids in, especially at that age, is they just smile all the way through training.
Yeah. When it's new to them, and they want to play, don't they? Them 2 lads.
It's freezing cold.
It was cold.
But they're not bothered. They run about, smile on the face, and they got stuck in. To be fair,
they did.
They were a year younger, weren't they?
Yeah, did some good tackles and they didn't shy away, chased the ball back. So it's only an ask in training.
I'm trying to think what we did now. Tidy the bedrooms.
Tidy the bedrooms was a favourite, isn't it?
They wanted to play the number game, but
too much standing around when the like you said.
Yeah.
We did that a super rondo we did a big rondo, didn't we? So we were kicking the ball.
We did. And
can't beat a rondo.
And that mad skills thing that we saw on TikTok.
Yes, with the penguins and the
step overs and
the Fishburn flick. Get up there, mush.
The Fishburn flick. So the Fishburn flick is you'd knock the ball outwards with the outside of your foot, catch it and bring it back in with the inside of your foot. So anyone
watch
out
out
there,
for that.
The Fishburn flick.
You might see it in the FA Cup final one day.
But to be fair, they did actually. You put that into practice during the game at the end. So it's not like a real hard skill to learn, but it's effective in it at beating a player.
And it'll lead on to more, won't it? It's building up the skill set to go on to more complex things, but it's a combination of moves, isn't it?
So it was actually last week's man of the match as well that I got Trainer of the Week.
Yeah,
wasn't
Fred.
It?
Yeah.
He was just. So it's hard to keep that many 8-year-olds.
Yes, it's a freezing cold.
Interested, isn't it? And they're always there's times when they all start chasing each other around or just booting footballs everywhere. But
you've got to keep them busy and interested, haven't you? You can't just expect to give them a load of drills and sit there. It's got to be with that age. I think anyone who can sit and make them do drills and corners and free kicks, fair play to them, because it just doesn't work, does it?
He did well, or
Fred did, yeah.
He didn't. Like he was probably one of the only ones that didn't really get distracted.
It's hard when they're 7, isn't it? But you know what I mean.
Yeah, because all they want to do is play games or do penalty shootouts.
Or cuddle the mates or jump on each other, or do you know what I mean? But no, it's like it's always a positive. The 7-year-old, let them have fun, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is what we build on, isn't it? We're not having fun, we're not doing it right, are we?
Exactly.
We went on yes, we did the bit of that, didn't we? Big match.
Yeah.
It was really it for that, wasn't it? We went on the 11s, didn't we? that was just manic with all them players.
How many players do we have?
Must be over 20. We've gone from one extreme to the other. We've gone from 4 players to 24, I think, haven't we? Yeah.
You know what, as well? There was a couple that were missing because I had a couple of messages when I got home.
Yeah, there was a couple not there, so...
21 players on a 5-a-side pitch.
Yeah, it's not...
It's hard. Because we can't turn players away.
It's good that they're getting out and coming, isn't it?
It is. And I think as well, the club has grown massively now.
Yeah.
So everyone wants to be on it because it's a lot of the contact we get now on Facebook or whatever is, oh, my son's mate plays, he wants to play.
Yeah. So check us out on the socials.
We've had what, 4 new lads come from Setchville recently.
Yeah, because of people who play.
Mm-hmm.
We've had 3 or 4 messages, and we have got a few playing up here, haven't we? So maybe that's a potential to try and rejuvenate an under 10 squad. Because we must have close to 10, 8 to 10 possibly playing. Obviously, we've got 3 or 4 playing up for us.
Four on the 11s, haven't we?
Yeah.
And then there's another 4
4 or 5 minutes.
And then
yeah.
we had another message this week.
Yeah, but then again, it's if you get them playing, and then the mates will play, and my mate wants to play, and do you know what I mean?
It's just coaching, isn't it? That's the thing. You're finding
reliable people who are going to turn up and want to do it. It's better reliable people.
Yeah. And then you find someone who wants to be in, and then they might not drive, or they might work shifts. Yeah.
It is hard. That's probably one of the hardest things, is getting 5 till 7 being down there. We're lucky that we can, but some jobs don't finish like past 5, 6 o'clock, or shifts are. But you do. It's fair play to people who say they want to do it but they can't.
Yeah.
Because at least they tell you, don't they?
Yeah. And it's it's not so bad with the 11s now, where
because they're old
at
enough.
home.
Yeah.
But when you've got to get up to those central venues, like we've just been at with the
with the 8s,
it's hard.
It is hard. It takes a lot of dedication from the parents driving around the country, but look, we've got a good set, haven't we? They don't seem to.
We are quite fortunate, actually.
It's kind of easy for the 8s if it's one venue, the same place every week, because you know where you're going. And obviously the 11s is the first season, isn't it, of home and away, but that varied from constant to bloody Hetton to, do you know what I mean? So it's
aye.
It's harder in the winter as well, isn't it? I think
it is. It's something needs to be done. Like I think, the grassroots. I mean, if you think, we've not played since 3rd of December because of the weather,
and trained. This Tuesday will be probably our 3rd week of training in 8-9 weeks.
Yeah.
And we've had access to 3G, which is the ironic thing of it all.
Aye, yeah, because the school Astro was
frozen.
Snow, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then the hub was shut, wasn't it, because of snow. For the 2 or 3 weeks before, was it before Christmas?
I don't get that, mate. It's a school, so yeah, the school's shut. But it's still like a community facility.
It's community college, isn't it? So you would have thought the gym, everything else would still. Do you know what I mean? Because there'll still be caretakers going in and out every day. They don't have time off.
Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't make sense because they're missing out on money as well. The school.
That's the thing though. Around these little villages, we've only got the schools, haven't we? It's not like the big towns like Washington, somewhere where you've got the numerous hubs and football centres and goals and soccer arena, whatever they call them. We don't have that. Maybe we should. Maybe that's a conversation with somebody else for another day.
It is. Right, matches.
Yeah, well, we woke up this morning sitting there with cups of coffee. I forgot to make a bloody cup of coffee this morning. Texting you saying, and you remember to make something. Coffee. Yeah, it was another anxious morning, wasn't waiting. The guy was sound, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's clearly wanted it to be on, but the pictures you sent me from him,
Yeah, you from the groups that we're in, not necessarily just our league group, I mean the friendly groups and stuff like that, I think there is some people out there who are quite pleased they're not playing today. Oh,
yeah, there is, isn't there? But you've got to think, whatever, it's not for us, is it? It's for the kids. So if there's adults pleased, well, that's shame on them then, isn't it? But there will be people, won't there? Because it's a large commitment getting out of bed at 9 o'clock in the middle of January to take your son or daughter to football, but that's what they enjoy. Do you know what I mean? It's just as hard for everybody, us going up there to set up, or coaches, ground staff, organisers, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's...
Because you've got to think, now it would be a logistical nightmare for the leagues to try and add on fixtures and find time for fixtures when we've not got time.
Yeah, because they've got one hub, haven't they? Russell Foster, that's grass.
Yeah.
New Bottle, and all of them were off today.
Yeah.
And that's like mini soccer, so you've got five aside,
yeah,
7 aside on there.
Then you go 10, 11s, 12s, 14s.
You've got 9 aside pitches there as well. So I don't envy Allison like at the league.
No, it's not. But no, that was the start of the day. I think we kind of knew, didn't we?
Yeah, it was
looking
cold.
at the weather and the. I mean, I think the frost's lifted now, but it's 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's. But it's for the safety of the kids, though. Imagine how much we want to play, and people blag on they would need to play. And we need to play just as much as anybody. But if you imagine if someone broke a leg or gouged a leg open, or
I don't even think it would. I probably would only take half a sudden now. I think.
Yeah.
Because for all he said, it was soft yesterday afternoon. Like you said, it's like 3 degrees out there.
Yeah, 2 or 3. I think it was 2 or 3 degrees when we were driving back. That's what I mean. If someone hurts themselves, it's not worth it for the kids.
Yeah.
When the big, I think Spennymoor Town's called their match off today again. So if some of the big, more established local clubs are calling the matches off, maybe, you know what I mean. And we've just got little pitches, haven't we?
We need some undersoil heating, don't we?
Need some undersoil heating. So if you're an undersoil heating company and you want to put some in Fishburn, you know what I mean. Why not?
If you've got some big pipes that you fancy digging under the ground.
Either that, or Dyson will give us some free hair dryers. We can start a work party.
What's those? Those things that they put on the actual, like Sunderland, for example, they have those big halogen lamps.
They're heat lamps, aren't they? Like heat lamps. It's like I don't know if it's to dry it out or to grow.
I don't think the parish would appreciate the electric bill like one of them, but
I'm just talking about the lamppost. Do you know what I mean? No, obviously you can't condone messing with electrics. Don't mess with electric, kids, unless you're qualified.
So yeah, that is the 11's
That
match
was the 11's
day
match
today.
day. Disappointing.
So instead of that, I whooped Rick's ass on FIFA.
Oh yeah. I started well, didn't I?
You did.
And then I just failed. I couldn't even win with Haaland. Do you know what I mean? Gets us something. What did you call Haaland? A cheat code.
He is a cheat code on FIFA.
I'm going to step up all night.
Practice.
Practice.
Learn all your skills.
At least I worked out how to turn the headset up. Do you know what I mean? 4 matches in. 7-year-old son has to come and tell you how to do it. No, so that's what we did this morning.
And then we were up in the car at 11 o'clock, up to Washington Hub, weren't we?
Yeah, up to the Hub for the under-8s match versus Shotton, who we have played before at the Bernabeu, I believe. It was a good match, that, wasn't it?
It was we played really well, I thought.
Oh, when we first half it, we went in 1-0 up. I don't think we've ever gone. We probably have, but it was just they were struggling. We had them pinned, and they just couldn't.
Yeah, you could see, like, that's normally a confident team. Them guys on that side, and you could see they weren't used to it. We just
seeing the faces, weren't they?
They weren't used to not having time on the ball. I thought.
No, and I think if there hadn't been so many bodies behind the ball, that we could have put 4 or 5 past them, but we just kept the players seemed to be in the right place at the wrong time for us. But they were just pinned, weren't they? I think it was a good 5-6 minutes if you added it up, where we were just sitting camping in the half.
We were, they couldn't get it out, and then when they did get it out, Joe at the back just put it straight back in.
He's the mountain, and he's like a train.
Yeah, he asked me, can I go in midfield? And I was like, Joe, mate, as much as let you.
Yeah.
Like, Panda had to go at the back. Dad, I hate playing in defence. I can't take anybody on.
Yeah, I just want to get stuck in. But no, the 8s are starting to not learn, but starting to work out where they want to be. Like, you watch Josh play, and we put him up front because he wants to, and he's slowly drifting back, which is a good thing. It's a good thing.
Well, Max is like that at the 11s, though. Even when he asked to play up front last time when we played Brandon before.
Yeah.
He's still the last one, our player closest back to the goalie.
But no, they did well today. Like, Seb got another goal. Panda was, I don't know how he didn't score again, but
I think everyone had a decent chance. Zach had a good effort.
Yeah, Zach did. And Sonny did. Sonny had, I don't know, that one didn't go in. That was on the near post, didn't it? Just flick off. Panda tested the keeper loads, didn't he?
I think if the positions that Panda got himself in and with the ball today, if he'd had a left foot.
Yeah, I noticed that he kept having to try and switch. So their number 3 though was that big lad was strong, wasn't he, for them?
Yeah, he was a big lump. He was not a big lump, but he was a big, strong He was almost testing Rocco from the edge of his own box. Wasn't
Yeah, he
when
was,
he was
wasn't he?
clearing it.
No, it was it. The first half was really good. Probably some of the best. More following up from last week, some of the best football they played. And I think just there, because our team, they're only like a year old, really, aren't they? But this is they had a Spring Cup last year, didn't they? And then we kind of jumped straight into the season. We've had some new players, but you could tell they were a bit more experienced, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
And then a few more players where we had one sub today, whereas they had 3 or 4, and they were kept rotating them.
Yeah, they normally turn up with 10 players.
Yeah, they did last week, didn't they? When our match was, well, that was good. But no, it's set to try. They all came off smiling, they enjoyed it, they did themselves proud. And yet again, another coach had said how far they've come. So that's always a positive from when we played them before. So,
although he did say credit to you guys, and we just stand there.
we just stand there shouting, kick Lucasade bottles about, and all that's the 11s. But no, they make us look good, don't they? Hashtag make us look good.
Oh yeah, they do.
We just stand there and try and give them direction and fling our arms around sometimes. But no, yeah, it was...
So it was 3-1 to them in the end.
3-1.
But they were good goals, like.
They were good goals. One of them
the
was just unstoppable. Was that the one through shot past about 4 heads?
Aye. So Rocco had no chance of seeing that. I mean, we could see it going in, but that was where we were stood. He was kind of... Panda come across, try to get his head on it. It whizzed past, I think, Sonny Ozak's foot.
I'm hoping... Obviously he's my son, but I'm hoping he gets to be more vocal and tells people to get out of the way, because you watch older keepers and they're like, get out of the way, they can't see, but you know, he's a timid lad, but still, it was a good goal. But
he came off his line though today, and he took a knock when he come out and got that ball, but he did well. Yeah,
he's goalkeeper's a thankless position. It doesn't matter what age I think you play. You said, didn't you earlier, you can be very lonely sometimes. Like for about 5 or 6 minutes you had nothing to do.
Yeah,
it's a very, very thankless position, because your hero's hero, aren't you?
Well, yeah, like I said in the women's group, you know, the goal, you might get the blame for sinking a goal, but
it's gone past 6, 7, 10, 4, 5.
Every player on the team, hasn't it?
And the third goal, what was this? Was that the first goal? The second goal was that lovely little sweet square pass that just left flat-footed.
Yes, he was going the other way, wasn't he?
Yeah, but it's footwork, that though, isn't it? How do you teach a 7-year-old footwork? You know. Yeah. Some professional keepers, you see professional players stranded, don't you?
You know, look at Embleton's goal in the playoff final last year. It was straight at the goalie because he started going the wrong way.
Yeah.
You see that all the time. Once you commit one way, it's hard to shift yourself back in it.
Same as when the new way to take penalties, they go to dive, stumble, and they do that dummy thing, don't they? And the goalkeeper's committed then. I can't remember what was the third goal. Was that was just a straight blast? No, one of them was
I think it was a bottom corner job he wanted. So I mean, Rocco was stretched for it.
But it'll come. They had some good players who could shoot, but at the end of the day, you've got to look at what they did, and they did well.
They did. They played.
You know, 3 good goals by them, but didn't take away the effort. We still battled till the end. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we kept on going. I was tempted, to throw Rocco up for that corner right at the
end. Should have, yeah. But even at the end, I mean, was it 3 or 4 corners in the last minute?
Yeah.
90 seconds. We piled the pressure on, but we just couldn't.
It's like we were talking to Gary on the way out, and he was saying how much we've improved that team, how much the players have improved, and it's like we matched Shotton really.
Yeah.
It's more the little, like he mentioned, little things like corners where they just get excited and they, it might go over the back, they might hit it too well.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that you saw me on FIFA today, I couldn't even bang a corner in the computer. But it's precision corner taking, it's a whole session itself. Professionals spend hours on it, don't they? Strategies and positioning, and
I think at that age as well, we can't coach heading. So it's like, you can practice corners, but how do you make a kid say, right, try and stick your head in it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think maybe we try just drill them low, or attacking the ball from the edge of the box or that sort of thing.
Or do a short corner and knock it out to the edge of the box on an angle. And
you know what?
Something like Panda Sonny whip it in.
There was one game last year when the 11s were obviously under 10s, and we played a short corner, right? And one of the lads headed it in at the back post. It's one of the best goals I've ever seen.
Right.
Honestly.
Before the heading ban, obviously. Stupid heading ban.
It just worked well. Like, it was class. You had to see it, and
Right.
everyone there was like, "What a goal!" This lad, he was only smart. Well,
Opposition, I'm guessing. Or was
no, it was one of
was it?
Fishburn's. It was when Riley played for us, so we took a short corner, and he just popped up at the back, patted him with his head. It was mint, and you only think we practiced short corners at training at the week.
Did you?
During the week, and it's like,
it's always nice when you've done something in training and they put it in the place, isn't it? Put it in the.
I just think corners are.
It's boring. Even when I was defending, it's a boring thing because it's just a ball after ball after ball, whipped in.
Yeah.
And this day and age, like when I played, your striker was normally relatively short and fast, and your centre halves were big lumps like me. And then now you seem to have like Pete Crouch. You seem to have smaller defenders and bigger attackers, but you can't especially with kids, you can't preempt who they're going to be facing because you've got Zach, who's like down here. You've got Matty Rocco, who's up there, and then you've got Pandra and Sonny. Pandra was a bit taller again.
Yeah.
And they're all the same age. Well, Rocco and Zach are what, 2, 3? No, the same day.
Yeah.
So, and do you know what I mean? So yeah, it'll come. Set pieces will come. It's like Gary said, it was exciting, I think, wasn't it?
They enjoyed it though, didn't they? That's,
yeah.
That's the main thing. I mean,
Okay,
until they get up to like, what, 14-year-old, 13-year-old? Is it 13 when they go to 11 aside? And that's when you got to...
Yeah.
You can't roll off subs, I don't think, then in the league.
I thought you could. Could you not?
I might be
it
wrong.
It changes, doesn't it, man?
But, you know, until then, man, just get them on and...
Yeah, it's let them have fun. And you can't drill them. At this age, you, like you said before, I'll come back to what you said, man. You'll never get the attention span of them. It's so many, however many, how old they are, plus so many minutes. It's their attention span for one task. I'm sure it's something like that. I think.
Unless it's played a game. If he's married,
unless it's bloody Minecraft off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wobbly was it now? Wobbly Life
Life.
and something else. Rocco wanted to download earlier. Zach had it. I can't remember what it is. Something to do with you can take guns off people. Something. I don't.
Oh, I have no idea.
Roblox and. Do you know what I mean? What's wrong with Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario? Do you know what I mean? That's the.
So.
Last
That is
one.
the Fishburn week, innit?
That's the Fishburn week.
Oh, one other thing actually. Obviously, the week hasn't ended yet. It's Saturday. Junior parkour in the morning.
Junior park run.
So some of it obviously
You're dodging it for the football.
Yeah. So
I might do it depending on how many beers I have.
You've got to do it. You've already trainers, haven't you?
I've got trainers, aye. Trainers, man. Penging along.
Yeah. So we pushed out, didn't we? We just we don't have this extra training session on a Thursday, and it's a bit of competition for the lads as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it, really?
It's something different outside of football, but the competitive edge, but outside not football.
Yeah.
You know, it was good. I enjoyed it last week.
2 kilometre run round Ardwick Park. It's a nice place.
It was alright, wasn't it?
You get parked for free.
Free. It's something to do on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Earn your bacon butty.
Exactly. Yeah. Zach's gutted actually because obviously we had the Middlesbrough game and I just know I'll not get the kids back and ready in time and
it's
rather
too
be
tight
sat in the car waiting for us.
Yeah, you don't want to be. We'll go out for a run during the week or something. Now we're new busy trainers. Do 10 minutes and cry. But no, yeah, so that's the Fishburn week. So what we're going to talk about this week in football in general, or grassroots, I suppose. We should maybe centre it on grassroots as opposed to talking about some Hurricanes 500 grand watch or whatever it is. It's got to be the weather, hasn't it?
It has to be the weather.
Just shocking, hasn't it? It's been shocking for weeks. It's hard enough to get kids off the computers anyway.
I think the weather is highlighted. As much as there's a lot of opportunity out there for, you know, grants in football and, you know,
sponsorship
there's
grants,
those ones that you saw where they might help you buy like storage units and things like that. I think, especially how, you know, they're trying to push it even more and get girls into football more and women.
Weetabix Wildcats and all that. Wildcats kits, whatever it is.
There needs to be more, like all-weather pitches, Astro pitches.
Yeah, I was about to say. Whether it's every village, you couldn't do every village, but every school, or at least if one school needs village, even Setchfield's a town, but had one AstroTurf, you know, I don't know how you'd fund that. I mean, what did we reckon? £500,000 to do one? There
was one company who specialise in like turf, you know, football pitch maintenance and drainage and stuff like that, and I'm sure they said it was like 300 to 500 grand to install.
But you know what though? Maybe some of these bigger stars, instead of Harry Kane, we'll pick on him because he missed a penalty. Instead of buying a 500 grand watch, it still tells the time as my Mickey Mouse JCB one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why can't you give that back? And then obviously that you think, all right, as well, if you had something like that, the money you'd save by paying you 60, 70, 80, £100, whatever it is a set, I mean, whatever hour, what do we rent the pitch for? 2 hours on every Tuesday? So that's going to be close to 100 bars, surely.
It's near 100, aye.
So you think that over, 3 months? So 3, 4?
More than that, isn't it, really? October, was it October?
It's probably a couple of grand.
5 or 6 months, isn't it?
You put that couple of grand through the country, all the people playing, each club could have one, hire it out, for make it accessible. So not £50 an hour, but £20 an hour to locals. If you live and get the kids out playing, or the adults kick them out, it might bring more teams into it, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's, if you look up at our pitch, there's that mugger up there.
It's pointless, isn't it? It's got more smashed glass on it than it has football action.
You've already got that cage, right? So even just. What's that? What did you say that was, a 5-a-side pitch? So a mugger,
probably a small 5-a-side pitch, yeah.
Multi-use games area, it's called. So you've got this. It sounds fancy. It's like all caged off, like a proper caged Astro. It's got
basketball, football.
Yeah, it's got the basketball hoop at each end, and then it's got a goal. It's like a bucket at the end, and a goal.
Yeah. But
it's concrete, so. When Max first started training, we went up there. But imagine.
Yeah, you couldn't, and the bounce is different.
The football's and
that
a lot of the time
skate park, but that's another story for another day.
A lot of the time we spent like 20 minutes before sweeping glass.
It's just totally inapt, that thing, isn't it? It's just pointless.
So obviously it's funding it, isn't it? Really, that's the issue I think at the moment. But then there's this levelling up thing that they talked about.
Yeah, levelling up the London have all these football they call them the courts, don't they, where the football teams go around and poach the skills. But there should be some levelling. Yeah, the government's levelling up thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're just about to spend 19 million to refurb some churches at Castle.
Yeah,
down country.
That's what I mean. The levelling up's not good. What have they just put into? Was it Dal or where were they the other day? Blackpool. They just put 40 million into Blackpool or something, and they're still not going to do the airport. So. Put it back into sport. Isn't the UK England sport or something? All the schools have them, don't they? They should put it back into the schools, put it back into sport, because the kids can't. The kids need these facilities, and it'll generate income, revenue. Because you could rent it out, you could use it as a.
Yeah, but you see, you
could put a couple of netball posts. Netball posts are transferable, yeah.
Yeah, you put a netball. Obviously, you don't need to worry about. Basketball you might struggle on or something like that, but netball.
So it comes into multi-use. Then you could even put some transferable hockey goals, things like that. But then you bring in hockey, basketball, football, netball all together, because then it brings everyone back into it's more than one sport, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that as well. You can't. You couldn't say, right, we're going to spend. Say, for example, a town council. Let's pick on Setchfield Town Council or whatever they're called. They couldn't come and say, right, we're going to spend all this money on a football pitch, because then you're going to have the people that are athletics or
could
basketball, netball. So
could the council's governments not loan clubs the money and then rent it out instead of taking the money back for the rental sessions? Put it back into the. We pay £100 a week to go to the Astro, say. Give that back. Like these mortgages you get where you buy part ownership things.
The government things.
You could do that. We have to set a bar. You have to raise X number, depending on your geography and where you are. Something like that. I'll just get the big clubs to chip in.
That's it. Because they're quite happy to come and steal your best players, aren't they?
Quite happy to come and scout your players and take them out the system and take them out the grassroots and hammer them for their own multi-million-pound sponsorship. So. Grassroots football. You're not in a contract with anyone. So, but at the same time, why can't they give back? Because
I was shocked. Like when I was thinking like a couple $100,000. But then they were saying that the maintenance on one as well is like upwards of 100 a year.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, you look at the school at Setchfield.
It's not the greatest.
That's not maintained because there's proper dividers on that pitch.
Is there?
Yeah, because
there's the
wires, but there's now on them.
And the goals, the nets are ripped, and them goals are no good for nothing, really, are they? They're only little tiny 5-a-side goals.
Yeah.
And there's the two big goals.
Yeah. Those goals are they're just the right height now for the lads to braid their heads off the crossbar.
Yeah. And they're no good for the older keepers like Maddie and Logan and all them to train on because they're too small.
Even, you can say it can improve your striker's accuracy, but all you're going to hit is the bottom corner.
Yeah. But the accuracy needs to be all aspects of the goal, isn't it? I think there's, it's hard enough to get sponsorship for kits and clothes and trackies and all that palaver, and trying to get 500-600 grand. But there's fields and playgrounds sat wasted, so it's not as if we haven't got the bare facilities. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine it being that much. I suppose the groundworks, but it's probably putting in the AstroTurf surface itself, because stoning up and gravelling and sanding won't be much. It'll just be like skilled labour, won't it? Putting it down. No, it's But back to the weather. I think full circle now. It's been atrocious, hasn't it? In the cold, and maybe what about a winter break? We have summer breaks, don't we? Why don't we play longer and have a month off? Like we've done for the World Cup.
Well, see when all of our fixtures first came out for the 11s, and it was down to finish in like February. Now, the 7s last year had a full season where they played every team twice.
Yes.
And now we're in this Spring Cup, I think, where we play every team once. Is that?
Yeah.
Or is it the other way around?
No. Yeah.
Last year we did, didn't we? So I thought that's what was going to happen with the 11s, and they said, "Oh no, once your season's up, that's it." So if the weather had been fine, we wouldn't have had a competitive fixture from March. I'm sure it was the end of February.
February, March, yeah. So basically, say February, March time, so until August,
after
September.
The 6 weeks holidays.
It's a long time not to go.
So yeah, they may as well say, right, we're going to blank out Christmas or December and January even.
Yeah.
So then, even if the weather's good to us, the pitches can recover.
But you'd think that some of these hubs would have, but why don't the hubs have more bigger pitches? So then over the winter you only play there. But surely they would.
Well, last I think it was when we were under 10 or under 9. They put us down to play at Newbottle. First sign of rain, all fixtures got moved to it was Farringdon School.
Bloody hell, that's
somewhere like that. And that's supposed to be the headquarters for the league.
I think
they're probably the worst pitches I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're bad pitches. I mean, you don't want to be slanderous, but sometimes I think companies happy to take money from things but not reinvest it. I mean, this is the end of the day. It's kids having fun.
The hubs are good.
Yeah, the hubs are good. The Washington hub and the Sunderland
They're all
hub.
FA thingied and all, aren't they?
Yeah.
And what is this? 3 of them?
Washington, Sunderland. I think the only 2 I've been to. You've been to? Is it not one of Jarrow where you were going last year?
No, Jarrow was just
home and away.
Jarrow was a central venue, but it was grass.
Oh yeah, there's that. Is it Castle View or Castle Dean or something
where the Nines play, don't
Nines play. So yeah. The weather. I don't know what the answer to that is right now. It's frustrating though, isn't it, when you've got players wanting to play and people cancel plans and put our lives on hold. And once you don't work on a Saturday or whatever, but by the time you get the text to say it's off.
Yeah, like you keep yourself right on a Friday, don't you?
Yeah.
Knowing that you've got to be up, so if Friday's the end of the week prior to football.
Yeah.
You like having a beer, takeaway. Now you might only have 2 or 3 early night or whatever, and then you're up crack of dawn like last week.
Yeah, what time was that? Like
7:20 we were at our pitch with torches.
You ran me, didn't you? So I ran up as well. When you nearly slipped over. I slipped over the day before. Was it the Friday morning? I went up early and there's a size to skid mark along the pitch. And it took a lot to call that game. We try not to call games off, don't we? But that was unplayable. Again, safety. But I don't know. Unless we move to Australia, that's sunny. I'll put them dust things up the conspiracy theory.
We need one of those big cricket mats. When it starts raining at the Ashes and they wheel out the big thing.
The thing is, there must be a way, because obviously it's a different context, but big clubs, the Premier League clubs aren't called off. Obviously they've got undersells, so... But there must be a way to do it, because they never called off. Obviously it's the extreme, but... I don't ever remember being this bad when I used to play, but obviously that was 20 years ago now.
I remember going to watch the Sunday League games as a kid with my dad though, man, and there was it was like a slop in the middle.
Oh, yeah. It used to
Same
be.
when I played rugby at Setchville, man. There's been times where there's just been pools of mud that we've been wrestling in, you know, like for the ball
Yeah.
and that in rucks and malls and what have you.
The goal mouths used to be horrendous. And I remember my mother used to twist how dirty the bath was because there'd be just half a ton of soil in the bottom when the bath water would be minging. I mean, obviously it's health and safety have got a little bit mad these days, but
Yeah, this
but has the weather got worse? Is it wetter possibly? But then I remember more snow. I remember shoveling snow off pitches and still playing.
Oh yeah.
And we didn't have these fancy boots, blades, and don't make me sound old, but we just had studs. So if you played in a hard pitch, an inch of your boot probably wasn't in the ground.
Thing is, could you imagine trying to scrape snow off our pitch?
Yeah,
It would just churn, wouldn't it? Like.
yeah. Thing is, it was always frozen because you just do the lines.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But obviously, you're risking the pitch if you play, aren't you? As well, you're risking the pitch, safety. It's frustrating, but yeah, there's got to be a. I don't know what the answer is. Answers on a postcard if anyone's got the answer.
The answer, mate, is money.
Yeah,
Innit?
it comes full circle, doesn't it?
If we had a full size AstroTurf up there,
Oh yeah, be amazing.
then the under 16s could play, the under 9s, the under 11s could play, and then I mean it's a little bit different at the moment for the 8s because the central venue, but
You never know if that's just Russell Foster. You've got to think that some clubs around the country won't be in the Russell Foster. They might, like my mate's little lad.
TGFA's home and away.
Yeah, I would say my little lad. My mate's kid, who was the same age as Rocco and Zach, they do TGFA. They do home and away.
Yeah.
So they might. I don't think they've actually had a match this year yet because of the weather. So they play home like our 11s do. So we're lucky in that respect that they're getting the football. But if it was home and away, they wouldn't be playing, would they?
What I like about TGFA actually is, do they still do the development game? Do they do them up to
Yeah.
a certain age?
I think it is, yeah, because at the minute they'll do a development game after where you can play all your subs and make sure everyone gets a fair.
Yeah, because Max played one for Wynyard, not Wolverstone.
Because then at least everyone gets a fair crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as well as that though, I think the downside is, if you're a kid that only ever plays a development game, that's going to be a bit demoralising.
Yeah, because you're sitting watching all your mates play for 15, 20 minutes and you're playing. Yeah, it's kind of a stigma because you're just there to play the end game. When everyone else is tired, I suppose.
I think that's the rules on the league as well though. Like, what is it? Our lot under 8s can play like a maximum of 40 minutes of football or an hour.
It's an hour. It's up to a maximum of an hour, isn't it?
And we drive all the way up there.
Yeah.
And all the parents do, and we play 15 minutes a half.
It's a strange one, isn't it? Because they could possibly play 15, 20 more minutes. Because you think in PE they do an hour, or if the lads are out running about training, they train for an hour. They go running out in the fields playing for hours on end.
Is it like it's 15 to 25, isn't it? Or is it 15 to 20?
I think your maximum half can be 20, isn't it?
Aye, because we've done 320s.
We've done 320s, I think. But the thing is, 50 minutes is not long enough, is it? Because by the time they get warmed up, they start, like we know, our teams are particularly bad for it. By the time they just get in the swing of the game, it's over.
Yeah.
They just seem to, you know what I mean? 11's not so bad now, but the 8s, they seem to get in the momentum and it's all over.
Yeah.
We are slow starters at Fishburn, aren't we? Big finishes, though. Big finishes.
All about the big finish.
Speaking of big finishes, I guess. Hope it's not been too laborious for people. But if there's anything, let us know your feedback.
One other thing, Rick, before we sign off. Sunderland v Middlesbrough tomorrow. The Weir Tees derby. What you saying?
I think it's going to be... I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I think both teams are...
I think... See, I've just seen somewhere that there was talk of Ballard or Danny Bart being... One of them was going for a scan on an injury.
Yeah.
And then I saw a picture earlier of so I don't know if they tweeted a photo of them training. There was no Ballard there.
Mm. Thing is, is it Patterson Sunderland goalkeeper?
Yeah.
If he's in form, you're going to struggle to get past anything. But it's a big occasion, young lad, local derby. It'll be daunting. You know what I mean?
You think as well those kids, the young lads like in from Costa Rica and all that.
Yeah.
Coming from, what was he, 19-year-old? Same with that. Even as much as that young kid I know from PSG. That's going to be a big atmosphere tomorrow.
Oh, it'd be electric. It'd be a good match.
I'm going to go 2-1 Sunderland. I don't know if
2-1.
that's me head or me heart, like.
Well,
but
yeah, because Borough seem to be doing better in the league, but you've always got to stick with your team, haven't you? You never back the others. Never.
Can't back the Borough.
That's why Fishburn is the best. It's the only team out there.
Right. Well,
That's it. But
right.
leave your feedback. Let us know what you think. Anything you want to discuss. We might even get some guests on, some guest appearances. Don't know who yet. I might just be me doing a funny voice, but you never know.
Alright, nice one.
See you later.
Cheers, bye.
Love you, bye.